I'd like to talk about divorce and shared custody of children and bring forth this principle. The principle is 2 parents, 1 home. I think in the event of a couple splitting up, when there are children in the picture, in particular children who are no longer breastfeeding, that's a different situation, it is very, very important that the children feel as little impact from the divorce as possible. The man and the woman need to absorb as much of the negativity as possible and shield the children completely from it. They didn't do anything to have this situation thrust upon them. And one of the worst things you can do with kids is displace them, rip them physically off of the nest, or worse still, bounce them back and forward like a ping pong ball, like an object, like a package moving for delivery. No. It's very important that the custody agreement follow the principle of the 2-parent, 1 household dynamic. Not 1 household, 1 home. 1 home. And that means that the kids need to have only 1 home where they sleep and where they have their morning and evening routines. The place that has their toothbrush and their clothes and their bed. That has to remain 1 place. And usually, not always, but usually, it's the home that they were in during the time of the divorce. And the parent that is leaving, that is ejecting or being expelled or abandoning ship, that parent is usually the one that will have to deal with that sacrifice and not impose the consequences of their actions on their kids. Now, of course, it may not be their actions, but generally speaking, the parent that leaves is the one that should continue to be present as a parent, I would say at least 3 days out of the week. And that might involve the parent coming to that house and spending time with the kids, or the kids going and spending time at that parent's house, but not sleeping, not spending the night. I think this is super important, really important. It's, I think, one of the most destructive things of divorce for the mental health of the children is not having a home. You know, even when the family is intact and the parents are not divorced, it's normal to just be seeing 1 parent at a time. Or not, for some kids, they don't even see either parent. And so the physical absence of the parent is not really the harmful part of the divorce, in my opinion. It's the splitting of the nest and their home base. It breaks the sense of security and stability psychologically and somatically for the child. And I think it's incredibly destructive. And unfortunately, it seems that the legal trend, the things I'm hearing discussed, are to not even allow people to follow this principle and to force parents to just share custody 50-50 from both houses. Not only time spent with the parent, but time living in the different home. And I'm telling you, that's the worst thing you could do for the development of a child. So if you have the ability to choose and you're not coerced into following a method of shared custody, I would highly encourage all the parents out there who are going through this to please have a honest discussion about the 1 home that would be best for the child. Sometimes it's not the home that they were in. Sometimes the parent that is leaving is the one that is leaving because the other parent that's staying was abusive. Who knows? The home should be the one that is ultimately the safest, the one that will lead to the best nourishment, physically and emotionally and psychologically, the one that will produce the best access to education and learning resources in the home. The neighborhood is safe. All these things, the things that you would normally associate with a positive upbringing, positive home. That's the home that the child should stay in. And both parents really need to have an honest conversation about this and make sure that they're choosing that home for the child. But still, both parents should be present in the child's life. 2 parents, 1 home. That's the principle, and that's what I think. That's how I think shared custody should work. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.